Targeting the right keywords is crucial for Amazon sellers to improve their product rankings and increase sales. In this video, you will learn five practical tips for creating a better master keyword list, including how to choose the right competitors, focus on high relevancy keywords, and use DataDive's rank radar to track your performance. If you want to try DataDive software for yourself, you will find a special offer below in the description.
Hello, Anthony. Welcome back to the Orange Klik YouTube channel. To share your knowledge with you, as always, your videos on our channel are widely popular, and that's why I'm excited also for today's video, where you're gonna give 5 very good tips how Amazon sellers could build up their master keyword list to base their product optimization on to make sure that they're making a lot of sales on Amazon. As always, let's first start with your introduction, and also could you give us a brief intro to DataDive, what it is, and how do you help Amazon sellers to succeed on Amazon?
Sounds good. What's going on, everyone? My name is Anthony Cofrancesco from DataDive. I've been in the Amazon industry since 2017. I used to work for Amazon. I started a creative agency that I exited. I worked with PickFu for a couple of years. And for the past 3 years, I've been with DataDive and Seller Systems. And what DataDive does is it helps sellers validate, launch, and optimize products faster than any other software on the market. We've grown to more than 7,500 paid users, and I'm assuming many of the people watching this video are already DataDive users. And so what I'm going to be sharing today are 5 tips on how you can build a better master keyword list. I think some of the information I'm going to cover today is going to be super helpful. Just getting started is where a lot of people run into barriers, run into issues. So I'm going to cover 5 different things that'll help you today.
Perfect. Well, I have attended one of your in-person events as well, where you were actually also giving some tips about how to kind of work with these keywords. Listen, I must say, even as a user, I still found new details, what to pay attention to. So I'm sure that this video will be helpful as well. But let's not wait further. Share your screen and let's get straight into it.
Okay, sounds good. So, just so everyone can follow along too, I'll tell you what the 5 tips are in the beginning. And then I think probably in the YouTube video, there'll be section markers or something. If you feel like something is reviewed, maybe feel free to skip around. But 5 tips for building a better master keyword list. First is choosing the right competitors for your niche. This is super important. Selecting the right people, a similar product to yours. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Second is focus first on high relevancy keywords and exclude everything else, especially when you're just starting off or when your organic ranks for a majority of the master keyword list are not high. Then tip number 3 is only expand into the lower relevancy, more broad keywords once you're strong or very strong for the what I'm going to call the core MKL. And then tip number 4 is set up Rank Radar. The master keyword list and Rank Radar are very highly intertwined, and I'm going to explain why Rank Radar is a big improvement over the master keyword list. The MKL has one purpose, Rank Radar has a different purpose, but if you're optimizing existing brands, Rank Radar is essential. And then tip number 5 is going to be connect your PPC account, and coming this week is going to be SQP data. So I'm going to get into all of that. The thing that I'm going to start with first is choosing the right competitors for your niche. And so I'm going to start sharing my screen here. And let's just go with an example. I know I've done it on the Orange Klik YouTube channel before, and it is a cat tree. I already have a dive that is set up and ready to go on this, but we're going to just pretend that we're going from scratch right now. And the reason that selecting the right competitors is so important is because what DataDive uses to build your master keyword list is entirely based on the products that you select. And so, what you're going to really want to do is think about what is the product that you're selling and make sure that the products you're choosing and including on your dive are as similar, if not identical, to the product that you're selling versus getting things that are too different, things that are too abstract. And so for this example, I'm going to pick my brand is going to look something like this TS Common cat tree, which is a very tall cat tree. and it can support multiple cats. It maybe comes in a couple of different colors. In this case, it really looks like a cat tree because it even has some leaves as well as some other accessories. So if I'm thinking in my head, okay, that product that we just saw, TS Common, is my product, what I'm going to want to do is make sure I choose the competitors that are as close to that as possible. Now, if you've seen our past videos, you know, don't include any sponsored results. So everything in this first row, we're not going to include. We're going to go down until we start to see the organic bestsellers. And so in this case, right, this is going to be similar to what I'm selling. It's tall, it's got scratching posts, it's got some different features for the cats. And so I'm going to click add to tray on this one. This one is also very similar to what I'm selling. It's tall, many different features. This one's a little bit different though, because it's a lot shorter in terms of height. Now, I could go into the listing and see maybe it comes in some additional height variations, but for the purpose of this, I'm looking for like very big, very grand, very robust cat trees. And so this one is huge. This one looks good. This one here, I'm going to add to my tray. This one also looks solid. Then I'm getting another row of sponsored results. A mistake at this point would be to say, oh, let's say that this wasn't sponsored. This is not quite the same as my product. This is like a more artistic, it's a little bit shorter, maybe for smaller apartments, smaller space. So even if these weren't sponsored, I wouldn't include these two options here. I'd want to keep scrolling down the list. Now, you'll notice that this is showing you more results. This is from Amazon brands. I don't want right now, I don't want to include something that looks like this. It's a lot shorter. If I go a little further down the list too, I can see there's a bestseller here, but you're going to notice that this isn't really a cat tree or a cat tower. This is a cat scratching post. And so I'm not going to go too much more into depth to explain this, but the problem you're going to run into is if your product is a cat tree or a cat tower, and you start including like cat hammocks or cat scratching posts, what's going to happen is Data Dive is going to pull in all of the keywords from all of these unrelated products, and it's going to mess up your master keyword list. You're going to have to remove a lot of keywords that are not relevant, like cat scratching post, like cat hammock, like cat teepee, cat tent, that are not relevant. So the cleaner and more similar your products are in the beginning, the better output you're going to get from your master keyword list. So you want to try to get like 15 or so of these. That's what I usually shoot for, is 15. And so like all of these are looking good. This is a little bit different again, right? It's very short. Maybe this thing even folds up and gets a little compact. So these ones that are very small, like these small cat towers, I'm going to end up getting a lot of keywords that have small in it, where mine is like big, multiple cats. It's a cat condo, right? So like some of these smaller ones that are a little bit more artistic in design, I'm not going to include. I want these really big ones here. The other thing too to keep in mind is like, you're going to notice that the price point on some of these is like 22, 25, $35, whereas a lot of these are like 80, $90 plus. It's going to really mess up my results if when I'm doing my initial dive, I'm including my product is $100 and I'm comparing it to all of these products that cost $25, right? I want to try to compare products that are very similar to what I already have. Okay, so you can see here we're getting a lot of different results. I think I've done a pretty good job. Just try to get as similar to your product as you possibly can. You can see that for the completed dive, I think everyone knows the process from here. I would just keep clicking add to tray. I would go to the data dive extension, and then I see all of the products in my ASIN tray. I would name my niche, like cat tree orange click. I think I've already done this before. And then I would click dive and it would go and take me to that set of research. So I've already done this. This is a dive that I've been working on for quite a while, and I know this niche pretty well. So I'm just going to keep rolling with this. And I just refreshed this data about 20 minutes ago before the call. And so we talked about choosing and selecting the best competitors. This is going to eliminate a lot of extra work for you. The tip number 2 is focusing on the most relevant keywords first and not moving on to those more broad search terms until you get a little bit stronger. And so I want to show you something here really quick. I have two products pinned on the left-hand side. I have this brand Best Pet and I have this brand TS Common. And what you can see is that the current performance of these products in terms of their organic rank for keywords in the master keyword list are very different. Best Pet is doing actually pretty good. They're ranked on page 1 for, it looks like, 76% of the keywords in the master keyword list. They're not the highest in the niche. You can see there's all of these sellers who are very strong. They're ranked very highly for a majority of the keywords, but they're certainly doing better than this brand here, TS Common, which is very weak. In fact, they're indexed on page 1 for 0% of the keywords in the master keyword list. And you can kind of see that's reinforced in their sales. They're only selling $4,600 a month, whereas Best Pet is like $181,000, which is pretty close to some of the top sellers, a quarter million, 300,000. And so tip number 2 is this. If you are in the position of, let's say, TS Common, where you're just not indexed for a lot of keywords in the master keyword list, you're going to want to clean up this master keyword list to be only the most relevant search terms. Everything else you're going to want to basically exclude until you can get indexed for the most relevant keywords. So if I look at my relevancy filter here and I organize so that the highest relevancy keywords are at the top of the list, I can start to do some breakdown here and ask myself which of these keywords are the most relevant for my product. So, like cat scratching post tower, I'm going to have to look in at this TS Common and I can see that there are some scratching posts on this, right? There's some different areas where the cat can scratch. So, like this, I would leave in. Kitty condo, though, is something that I'd want to look at, right? Like, is this the most relevant keyword? Um, if I click on the pop out next to kitty condo, I can see what do other search results look like and would it make sense for my product to show up here? And I think in this case, we're getting a bunch of different cat towers, cat trees. I feel like kitty condo is a relevant keyword. This is something that we can be focusing on right now. And so I would work my way down this list. Right now, there's a lot of search terms for this niche, like 313. And so I guess what I'm trying to show here is, let's see here. We want our largest search volume keywords at the top. Here we go. So basically what I'm going to do is like cat tower, cat tree, small cat tree, like all of these seem pretty good. Like certain things like clearance tall cat tree, I'm not really going to be wanting to focus on these potentially right now in the beginning, which is strange because you can see that this is one of the few keywords they're actually indexed and ranked for. I guess what I'm trying to get at is we really want to focus on the most relevant keywords here. So what I'm going to try to do with this product is really focus on my biggest roots like cat tree, cat tower, and try to diagnose later why I might not be indexed for some of these search terms, whether it's I have to rewrite my listing or I have to apply some PPC pressure to get some sales velocity on these keywords. The comparison that I want to make, though, is for TS Common, they just got to focus on the basics. Really, cat tree, cat tower, this cat scratching post that you can see here, this outlier, I do not want to try to focus on cat scratching post right now. This, if I'm just looking at TS Common, I would want to eliminate this outlier keyword by clicking on the checkbox and exclude. And I would move my way down the list to anything that is not a slam dunk. If someone would search for this keyword and my product would make sense there, I would want to remove it from the master keyword list until I get to the situation where now I go from not being very weak to moving up to be weak to be strong. And once I'm like strong or very strong, then I can start looking at like cat scratching post. And this is getting into tip 2 and 3. So tip 2 is if you're weak or very weak, just focus on the core, your keyword roots, most relevant keywords, eliminate everything else. You can always add back those exclusions in later. When you get to strong and very strong, so it's like basically this is on the low end, or these people here are very strong, then you can start to look at the more broad keywords, right? So like at this place right now, even at 76%, there's a lot of keywords here that I would still I would try to still be improving my organic rank on some of these either other keywords like uh, my cat tree, cat tree tower, and even keywords like this, cat scratching post, small cat tree, which this is not really a small cat tree, it's a very large cat tree. These are more general keywords that are getting a lot of search volume, but are not as relevant to this product. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at here is like, and maybe I should have said instead of being strong, I'm probably going to want to be very strong, like 80% plus ranked on page one for the keywords in the NKL before trying to move on to these more general keywords. So I think for both of these products, I would be removing like cat scratching post, small cat tree, and I probably wouldn't be tracking these right now. Just like trying to get really clear on the core keywords for that niche. And if you're ever curious about this, you can always pop open the Roots tab and you can see the exact breakdown of keywords. That cat tree is going to be the most important, followed by cat tower, followed by cat tree tower. Okay, so those are our first three tips, right? Selecting better competitors, more similar competitors is going to help a lot. If you are very weak, or even on the low end strong, I would be very critical about what's in your MKL. I'd try to get that list smaller rather than bigger. And then once you are at the high end of strong or ideally very strong, then you can start looking at those other keywords like your outlier keywords, your residue keywords. Um, and some of this is going to now lead into tip 4, which is setting up your rank radar. And so the master keyword list is really for seeing your product's performance versus all of the other competitors in the niche. This is really helpful for seeing, okay, I see cat scratching post. I'm wondering, can I get indexed? Can I get ranked for this keyword? And now, instead of just having to ask yourself, is this keyword relevant or is it not relevant? I can look and see, what does my product look like? And if my product is the same as these other products and they're indexed for cat scratching posts, then maybe I can get indexed for cat scratching post as well. But what the master keyword list is going to do is it's only going to show you your organic ranks for a single point in time. But I showed you this earlier, right? Like I went and did this dive 28 minutes ago. But before I had refreshed the data here, this data was like 2 months old. And so the rank radar is going to be only looking at your individual product rather than seeing all the other competitors there. You're going to focus just on your product, but then you're going to see the daily organic ranks for all of the keywords that you're tracking. So if you've done this correctly, your master keyword list and your rank radar, when you first build your rank radar, are going to be one for one. It's going to be exactly the same. What I would recommend doing is, just like I was telling you to be super specific and super picky about what you pick in your master keyword list, you want to be really picky about what you have in rank radar. Now, other tools out there are going to say thousands of keywords is the best, right? You want hundreds of options. But what we're trying to tell you is try to get a smaller number of keywords, like 50 to 100 at max. And that's really what you want to be tracking. That's really what you want to be looking at. Realistically, you're not going to be focusing on 1,000 keywords at a time. It's just not really what you're going to be doing. And so Rank Radar is going to help you keep all of this straight, because now you're going to be able to see how your organic ranks for each of these keywords are changing over time. And so this is tip number 4, is setting up your Rank Radar. You should do this for each product that you have. And it's super fast to set up. You just come in here on the left-hand side to Rank Radar, click New Product to Track, add in your ASIN, and then Data Dive is going to automatically check organic daily ranks for you. You don't have to do anything else. The real advantage of this is moving from that overall broad view of how the entire niche is doing, and now I can zoom in on individual keywords. And so for this product, I can see that certain keywords I'm doing very well for, right? Cat tower, for example, I have an average organic rank of 15. Cat trees, I have an average organic rank of 11. But then I have like cat condo or tall cat tree that are very relevant keywords for this product. And you can see they're not quite in line with my other organic ranks. And so now I can start to diagnose a little bit more. This is not just a single point in time. I can see my organic rank has pretty much always been 30 for this keyword, right? For this one, I can see that my organic rank for tall cat tree has almost always been around 40. So now I can start asking myself, like, what do I need to do to get out of that 40? And how do I get it to like a 15 or a 14 or even higher? And so this is where the last tip comes in. We talked about setting up a rank radar. This is super easy to do. What you're going to want to do next is once you have your rank radar connected, you're going to want to do this: connect your PPC account, because this is going to help tell a little bit of the story about why is my organic rank here stuck at 40? Why is my organic rank here stuck at 31? And if you see the PPC data and you connect your PPC account to Data Dive, now you're going to be able to see all of the PPC metrics for these keywords. So, for example, if I would look here at cat condo and I would see, well, I'm running campaigns for cat tower, cat tree tower, cat trees, but cat condo is something that I've never focused on. I've never tried to improve that. And I can see my exact, my phrase, my broad, my auto campaigns, no, they're all zeros, right? There's no campaigns running. Well, that could potentially be a simple solution that, well, let's just start with an exact match campaign for cat condos and let's see if we can get some more sales velocity here for this keyword. If I can improve my organic rank from 30 to 25 to maybe even getting in line with those other campaigns where I'm like mid 10s or mid 15s. The cool thing too is inside of Rank Radar, make these little highlights. So let's say that I've never tried to target cat condo before. What I can do is I can click on the checkbox next to cat condo, and then I can click on this button here for highlight. And let's just say, let's just show what this might look like. If I would say, started exact match campaign for cat condo, and we're going to set a date range. Let's say we started this last week. Okay. And now what I do is I add this little highlight, and then there's going to be an overlay that shows up inside of the tool here. So this is just advantageous. I didn't look at this. I'm not actually controlling this product, but like, how cool would this be if you said, oh, well, we've never targeted cat condo before. We were at an average, or we were at an organic rank of 47 back on the 13th of February. We started some exact match campaigns and now we've gone up to 30. Okay, well, that's a step in the right direction. But if I have my PPC account connected here, what if I see I'm getting a good click-through rate, I'm getting a good conversion rate, but the other piece of data it's going to show us here is, what if my impression rank is like 7, 8, 9, 10, which means I'm showing up very far down the page on ads. Well, what I could say is, well, if I would try to improve my impression rank, whether I increase my bids or try to go top of search, would that get me even more sales if I have a strong click through and conversion rate? And could I try another test for a week and say, okay, we added a bid multiplier, or we tried to go top of search on this. Now we're spending more on our PPC campaigns for cat condo. Could we push that organic rank up even higher? And so I think that was the last tip on there. You know, the tip number 4 was setting up your rank radar. Tip number 5 is connecting your PPC account. And this is like an exclusive special news for Orange Klik. I don't know exactly when this video is going to go live, but as of recording, which is the end of February, within about a week from now, we're also going to, I don't think it shows up for me yet, but you can see here, there's this toggle for PPC data. It'll turn it off or on. But by the time we're going to be at European Seller Conference in Prague in just a few weeks, we will have the SQP data available as well. So you'll have 2 different ways to diagnose the keyword and really get a full picture of everything that's going on. So I think that's where we'll wrap up today. Just to recap, choose better competitors, make them similar as possible. If you're weak or very weak, focus on only the core keywords in the beginning. When you're strong to very strong, you can start to branch out to those more outlier residue keywords, look in your keyword pool, start a rank radar for every product you have, and then connect your PPC and later SQP to Data Dive to get the most out of the tool.
Very cool. Thank you so much for the tips. And yeah, it was very cool to see how to better use the keyword list and kind of fine tune the process to actually make it work better for the seller and increase the product performance as well. So if you enjoyed the video and you would like to have Anthony sharing more tips like this, then definitely let us know in the comments as well. Or if you have any questions about any areas Anthony showed inside of Data Dive and how to use the master keyword list or rank radar, for example, then let us know as well. But very cool, this new feature that is coming up. I'm super excited to see how it looks like and also record another video about it. So definitely stay tuned on our channel as well. But Anthony, I wanted to ask, so I know you're really good at explaining people how to use Data Dive and kind of how to use the different process flows you have built inside of the tool. If I'm a user of Data Dive, do you have any resources available also for the users that kind of support them along the way as well? Because obviously they can't have you live all the time, although I think Data Dive still has the office hours, right?
We do. We actually just added in a new feature inside of the tool. You're going to see this on every page. It's called Help Hub. And so if you click on the Help Hub button, you'll see three options. One is a video guide, which will route you to the correct YouTube video that explains, in this case, Rank Radar. We also have our Help Center, which is like written guides for all of the areas of the tool. And then we have a Contact Our Team button. We still do office hours 3 times a week, so anyone can join. Those are totally free. You don't even need to be a Data Dive user. And then the last thing I'll say is we have workflows. You just go to datadive.tool/workflows, and those are PDF guides that explain everything about Data Dive. What I showed today is like a little bit of the workflow for SEO and revenue optimization. We also have CTR and CVR workflows as well, which I know we've highlighted on this channel.
Yeah, exactly. We also had videos about those workflows where you go super into details with those. So definitely head over to other Data Dive videos we have published previously together with Anthony on our channel. So thanks again for taking the time to educate our sellers community. And we are looking forward to have you back on our channel soon.
Thanks so much, Lisette. See you in Prague.
See you.
I hope this video will help you to build a better master keyword list for Amazon products. And if you want to try Data Dive yourself to generate this kind of list, you'll find the coupon code OrangeClick, which will give you 20% off your monthly subscription in the video description below. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons as well to see more videos we publish, and leave any questions you have in the comment section below. And now I recommend you to watch more tutorials about different Data Dive features that will help you to optimize your Amazon listings.